Hi there, Dr. Gary here on the road. We sell dental practices nationwide. We are dental practice brokers. I was a dentist for 25 years, now doing the dental practice brokerage for 15. Here to serve you. So today's topic is 4 disabilities that were serious, or 4 serious disabilities from October 1st to October 12th, which were all sellers of dental practices. Please listen. So, before we get into that, as you know, we have 10 employees now, including 2 CPA accountants, operations director, marketing director, CPA accountants, development acquisition personnel. We have a great team. And we're in 25 states. We're working 363 days a year. We only take off Christmas and Easter, so call us. We'll be more than happy to help you. Our phone number is 201-663-0935. And our email is dentalpracticeguide.com or nationwidedentalpracticebrokers.com. Call us. We'll talk to you. Now, everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes. It's not legal or business advice, okay? So, also, if your practice is very large, $1 million plus, 5 operatories or more, and you'd like to work 3 to 5 years more, you may be a candidate for one of the DSOs. We do sell to them. Often they will pay our commission. So therefore, it's not, you probably will not have a commission for yours. And we know a lot about these different practices. We're kind of sticking with some of the bigger players nowadays and getting a little more cautious on the small-time players, 5 years or less. We think you'd be in better shape. But also, we think we can help you choose the right one. Or even if you think you've chosen the right one, we can help guide you accordingly, since often they'll pay our commission. In addition, if your practice is selling for over $1 million and we're representing you, we will often reimburse your legal fees based on minor criteria upon successful closing. We've done this multiple times in the last 90 days. And doctors like that. Now, in addition, it's time to move on. Let's figure out what happened here. I realize some of you don't want to hear this, but I have to deal with this twice a month, this time 4 times a month so far, for 15 years of doctors my sellers getting disabled. 15 years of this is going on twice a month. So if some of you just feel this is not appropriate, that you'll never get disabled, you will never have an accident, doesn't apply to you, just stop listening right here, because you can predict the future better than I can. But if you can predict the future, please let me know. A bunch of us will pay your fare to go to Las Vegas. Anyway, so what happened this time? I'm dealing with this for 15 years, and it's heartbreaking every time. The worst was, this is 2 weeks ago. Spoke to the doctor on the phone. We had engaged to sell his practice already. And today's Monday. This is 2 weeks ago Monday. 2-3 weeks, something like that. We had a chat. How's it coming along? Well, we're bringing buyers. We don't have the final buyer yet, but we're bringing buyers. We're excited. We may need some more updated paperwork. He said he'll get it to us. That was on a Monday. 4 days later, I got a phone call, or somebody let me know. 4 days later, gone. That's right, gone. I don't know what happened. Doctors, yes, a bit more senior. That's why he was selling. But all of a sudden, doctor was gone. Now it's a nightmare. Who has title to the practice? What loans are out there? Who does he owe money to? What's the status of the staff? Do they owe vacation? This is a nightmare right now. Now, doctor has passed. That value goes down definitely below 50%, depending on what area you are, but there's no more goodwill because the doctor's gone. Maybe you can get the staff will stay on, but this is going to be a nightmare with information, and it's just a headache. Finding out who has title, going through probate. This is going to be a problem. And it just gets thrown in your lap, and I feel bad for the family, the estate. They got to deal with this now. So we're here to help and so forth, but there's a lot to be done, and finding out who has clear title to pass the practice on to somebody else is a whole nother story. They're going to get clear title, and what if there are any loans? You're going to have to do a loan search. What if doctor paid off those loans already? Doctor knows they paid off the loans, but it's at UCC filing, which you test, which you basically check what loans are out, what's out there. Doctor has to tell us, well, I sold that to, let's call it Arberlin, make up a name, Arberlin Bank. But then Arberlin Bank was sold 3-4 times. And you got to search the records because doctor says, I paid Arberlin Bank. So, but if Arberlin Bank didn't file the papers to the county with satisfaction of mortgage or satisfaction of lien or satisfaction of loan, how are we going to know? So you have to go through all the records because that bank may have been bought and sold a few times. It's a big problem. So that's one thing. That's a nightmare. And that was a passing on. That was sad. So the second thing we had, doctor says, I think I have to sell a practice. My physician told me. I said, what happened? So I was trying to do some yard work and walking. I couldn't walk more than 30 feet, he said. I was exhausted. I couldn't climb upstairs. Exhausted. Goes to the cardiologist. 88% blockage in his heart, arteries. Had to get catheterization done, the whole issue, stents. They said it's time to get out. Next disability. Doctor had some kind of COVID, really bad flu, something happened. Doctor could hardly breathe. Just had trouble breathing. Whatever happened, disease, cold, flu, or more like flu, COVID, doctor needed a lung transplant. He has to get out. It's like he said, I can't work, I can't breathe. He had to get out. So that's another one. Now you're under the gun a little bit. I think he's still working, but now his health is compromised. Probably his gross is going down. He's not as excited anymore. How can you be? Well, you get your lungs replaced. And then the next one was, says, I think it's time to sell. I got testicular cancer. What about that one? But you don't have to worry. None of you have to worry because this will not help affect you. That is, you will not get disabled. You will not pass along prematurely. This is what I hear from the doctors when I try to share these things. Nobody wants to listen. I guess I'm wasting my time for 95% of the doctors, but for the 3 to 5% that may listen, it's just, please listen. It's such a nightmare. You're going to lose so much money when you get disabled. So much money. So for the 3 to 5% who listen to me and the rest of you, I understand and respect that you know more than I, that you will not get sick, you will not get an accident, you will not have premature passing. I understand that. You know more than I. I'm just preaching to the 3 to 5 that might listen, and I can share this message. But it's overwhelming. This was 4 incidents from October 1st to October 12th. 4 incidents. And it's overwhelming. And I feel terrible for them. And those of you who, are smarter than me, I guess, I don't know, that know more than I do, then, just think about it. That this could happen to you. And leave open a small margin. If anything, get your taxes done early every single year. We'll do it midway through the year. Get a complete file on everything in your taxes. Do a research on every dime you owe. and write it down. Talk to your accountant. Make sure you know if it's been paid or not. What's the origin? Get all your reports. That is your tax return. One of my biggest problems is sellers take forever to get me their documents. Tax returns, profit and loss, procedure code analysis by ADA code, lease, W-2s, what vacation pay is out there. Try to get all these things done. Okay? And at least get that file called an emergency file. Called the file if your house is burning, you needed to take one bag. You had a prep bag, if you want to call it. I think the preppers called that. Prep bag, there's all your essential items in it, all your most important papers, or you've taken all your documents and put it on a secure backed up file, or put it in the cloud. Just do it. Just take all the files, get a file going, put it in the cloud, tell your staff or tell a significant other that, hey, this stuff is here. If anything ever happens, it's all here. Just like you would with life insurance and everything. You don't want to think about this stuff, but it happens. You got to be prepared. And hopefully we've talked about all the other things. Please, younger doctors, please go out and get the maximum life insurance. Please get the disability. It's cheap. Get term insurance. Get a couple $1 million. Get disability insurance, the max. And if you own a house, even an apartment, you can get it nowadays. Even renting an apartment, you can get overhead insurance, umbrella insurance on the apartment. They do have it now. But most of your houses, I assume, even if it's a condo, get the homeowner's umbrella insurance. Get that in. I got $5 million. You should have a couple of million too. One of the other tapes I'm going to do is one of my insurance guys gave me, and I'm not trying to sell insurance. Believe me, I'm too friggin' busy. I have 5 closings that should happen in the next 40 days. So I don't get into selling things or representing anybody or promoting or strategic partners. I mean, you call me privately, I'll talk to you. I'm just not into it. I'm too busy for that. But get your disability insurance from a great company, not the cheapest one on the internet. Get the disability insurance maximized. Get your umbrella insurance. I think I pay $1,200 a year for umbrella insurance. I have it over the house. I have it over the business. Eventually, you should put things in trusts and so forth. Because you're a target if there's a insurance. You with your car, if you hit another car that has 6 occupants and they all get severely hurt and disabled, you got a big problem on you. You have to have umbrella insurance with multi-million dollars. I think the max is 5, but I think there's another policy that will do 10 million. But I would do that. I'd protect myself, put everything in LLCs, put them in loans, I put them in S-corps, those type of things. You speak to your financial people, they'll know about what to do. But just do this. I'm dealing with this twice a month of disability and premature passing. Hold on. For 15 years. So I don't know. Maybe somebody will listen to me. I don't know. But my job's pretty hard now. Especially this fellow that just passed away. This is going to be a nightmare. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. With loans and problems and who has title to the estate and what's going to happen. It's a nightmare. And the price keeps going, the value keeps going down. So be aware. All right, now hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified of all these. Remember, every month approximately, we send out email blast of all the new practices. So try to get on top of that and look at it. Just sign the non-disclosure. It doesn't cost you any money, but just sign the non-disclosure agreement and at least you'll be notified because we have some great practices and great roles. So I just got back from Utah. I have to run down that list for Utah with you. That was a nice opportunity. Nice people, beautiful country. Try to get out there. I'm doing all this cross-country stuff. It's fantastic. It forces me to see the different possibilities out there of practices for sale, but also for you, it's for me, I see the country, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country that we have, and forces me to do my sightseeing and everything while I'm working. Real neat. And I was in Orem, Utah. That was pretty sad. I have a replica of the I think I told you, of the Stonehenge there. It's kind of neat, Save some money, you don't have to go to England. It's free. But I was in Orem, and that was kind of sad. Orem was where that young man, Charlie, got killed. That was really sad. Freaking guy didn't bother anybody. He's given his heart out to it all. It was terrible. Just a terrible situation. But I was in that town, and you feel it, that young guy. I mean, the guy had everything. Everything going for himself. Beautiful family, beautiful wife, great kids. The world is on his shoulders, and now his life is gone. It's just gone. This stuff happens, It's very sad that it happens, but it happens. So be aware of it.